Today is August 27th. You can see our bunker silo is still not cleaned out, but it might be next week, possibly, that we're starting to cut. We need to get this thing cleaned out so we're ready to go. We like to stack all these sidewall truck tires on skids, that way we can move them around wherever we want them. Takes a little bit of work, but goes pretty quick if you have a couple guys. So Fonzie and I are gonna work at that first this morning, and we'll stack all the sandbags on skids. Car tires that are cut in half, we're gonna just keep in a pile, but we need to push them out of this bunk because we want to fill this one first. We're gonna push them to the other side. Dad's gonna work at that with the skid loader. He's right in the middle, go back. He needs to go live somewhere else. Don't see too many frogs around our place. An occasional toad, but that's a straight up frog. Getting it stacked pretty quick. Just a few more to do. We got all the sidewalls on skids. Time for lunch now. This afternoon I'll come in and scoop them up, move them out of the bunk. So we're officially done with the whole project we were working at back here this year. The old barn's gone. Got the area leveled off. I was getting a lot of comments about nails and screws being in the dirt around this barn. We just buried everything, rolled it in, and then they spread all this crushed concrete over top. Might be a good spot to put some ag bags. It's not extremely long, it's about 100 feet. It's cool how open it is now. Just wide open the whole way up to the milking parlor up there, to the new heifer barn. It is now Monday morning. On Friday we were working at cleaning this bunk out. Hoping we can finish that up today. I'm gonna go out now to the fields and grab a couple stalks. We wanna do some moisture testing, see where we're at, how close we are to harvest. So we don't have any early corn at the home farm. Most of it is a mile drive. I'm heading in the lane now to the farm that we call the quarry farm. This farm has 2 little fields, and then back the whole way through. Ooh, what was that thing? Squirrel? The whole way back through, then there's a 23-acre field. It's actually the biggest field that we farm. So we're harvesting corn silage. So we're not just checking the grain. We actually want to know the moisture of the entire stalk because we're going to be chopping the whole thing up. It is helpful to look at the grain though. And you break an ear in half and you can look at the kernels. Kind of starts to become dry and starchy towards the end of the kernels and works its way towards the center. So kind of break one open, you can see where that line is, where that milky line is. Looking at this, they're about halfway down. So it's usually about when you harvest, when the milk line's worked its way halfway through the kernels, but it depends on what the moisture of the stalk is too. So I'm gonna just take my knife and cut 2 stalks. So I got 2 more stalks. Just looking at them now, they seem a little green. It'll be nice to know what the moisture is right now. So our nutrition company is gonna come, one of the guys is gonna pick them up this morning. They're gonna chop them up and do a test to see what the weight of the moisture is in the plants. We're shooting for right around 68% at harvest, so they'll let me know what that test is later today. We're ready to finish cleaning this bunk now. Fonzie's here. My dad's gonna get the skid loader and we'll work at loading all these sandbags. I got all those skids of tires moved, put some over there for later, and I put a good amount outside of the bunk there too. That way we just lift them up the side when we're ready for them when we fill this bunk. We have 100 acres of early corn. It's all gonna be right at the same time. So we're planning to chop back-to-back days, fill that bunk and that one. So when we get this one full, we'll use a skid loader to scoop up these smaller tires, use them up, and then we'll use the sidewalls off the other side then for the second one. Then we are gonna be filling this third one a little later. We always have some sandbags that the ties are breaking off the ends. So I'm gonna get some bale rope, we can tie those up. We have a big sweeper for the skid loader then to do most of the bunk, but we can't get the very edges with it. Just gonna go around with the hand broom, just work it in a little. There was just a few random things in the second bunk. Got that all cleaned up. I swept around the edges of that one too. Now Dad's going around with the giant dustpan and brush on the skid loader. We got those moisture test results back. They came in right at 67, 68%, which is perfect for harvest, but those tests are always a little inaccurate. They come in lower than they actually would be if we chopped. So we're thinking it's probably in the low 70s. We're shooting for 67 or 68, so it looks like it won't be this week. What we don't like is there's a hurricane coming up through the US. It's gonna hit here Wednesday or Thursday this week, and it's just gonna bring rain. It's not supposed to be windy, but hopefully we don't get too much rain. We don't want the fields to be muddy for harvest. One thing that's nice, if we get some rain, it'll wash these floors out a little bit more. I appreciate you guys watching. I'll catch you in the next video.